Says you're live, Matt.
I don't know if I feel live.
You don't look like you're on the screen.
I'm not. Trying to get rid of this weird shadow.
I don't know how to do it. You want me to turn that light on?
No, it's fine.
All right.
It is what it is.
We'll just wing it.
It's just a really weird shadow. Hey, everybody. We are well prepared as usual. Can they hear us this time? Are we actually...
It looks like it. Can you hear us both? We've got some people in here.
Thank you for being patient.
They've had whole conversations without us already.
Well, we've been missing. We've been like MIA here. I'm going to turn.
Is that going to do the trick?
Probably not. But we'll try it, see what happens.
They can hear us.
Good.
I don't know where he's going, but he's got 1 minute or we're going to start the podcast late. We'll see how it goes. How's everyone doing out there? One of these days we'll wait until 15. We'll wait. One of these days we will get ourselves set up way before 5 minutes before we're ready to get on and actually get on time instead of, jumping on very last minute. But hey, that's how it goes. What you got?
I got bourbon because I didn't have time to make a drink. I've got.
You got a big glass too.
It is a big glass. This is what does it say? Truth, Henry A. Sipes.
Hard truth.
Hard truth. Hard truth is we're not very prepared. That did help with the shadow a little bit.
Did it?
A wee little bit. I don't have my thing to pour though, so I'm just gonna rough it here.
Just gonna wing it.
Tell me when, because there's a delay. See how that works to my advantage.
So
there's ice in there. That's not as much as it looks like, right?
Hello, everyone that has said hello. Chris is a recent sub.
Good. Smells
Thanks
good.
for joining us, Chris.
This was a gift, by the way. That's why I'm not. It's good though. It's really good. It's a birthday gift. So I've had it since June. All right.
Jennifer said when.
What? When what?
To stop pouring.
Oh. See, that's how behind I am. I don't have any way to stir this here, so it's going to be real. Guinness is in the other room.
Oh, I could have a Guinness.
You could. You want me to get you a Guinness?
I want a Hoegaarden.
You want a Hoegaarden? That's in the kitchen.
Oh, is it? We don't have any in here? No, so we're going to start a little bit late tonight because...
Do you want a glass?
Yes, please. You should probably pour it in there too, because last time I did it, I spilled it everywhere.
All
So
right.
it's the weekend. I've been waiting all week for this day, for it to be the weekend. Tonight's going to be a fun episode. We'll see how it goes. We know what the topic is. We know what we're talking about. We got the cruise creature. So we're set, right? Hello, Sean. I'm going to say hi to people that I haven't said hi to because that's what I do. So we've got Stacy and Dan and Meg and Jennifer and Todd and Ian and Gina.
You're gonna let that sit for a minute. I did a terrible job pouring. This is not how to pour a beer.
And Larry. I think I've said hi to everyone, and if I missed you, I'm sorry.
Just let it sit.
I'm gonna put it in this. So we got these new. I'm afraid I'm gonna knock that out of there. That's like.
We'll set it on the desk over there.
You use that? So we got these new trays. Well, he's had one, and then we didn't get two of them. They're from IKEA.
They're like a cool bluish gray color. So they didn't have the bluish gray color.
Yeah, so we didn't want it because we wanted the same colors. Actually, I didn't want a black or tan one. I wanted the bluish gray color.
I thought you wanted a Hoegaarden.
Yeah, I got a Hoegaarden.
You said a black and tan.
I said black or tan.
Oh.
Oh, goodness.
He's in the other room.
I said,
wow, deja vu. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Look how gray my hair looks tonight. It's pointing the wrong side. It's like I need to shave my head, but
you're looking old tonight.
I feel like I'm feeling old tonight. I don't know. It's been quite the couple of weeks, but all right. And the box is finding you. Hopefully I'm clear too. I think I am.
You look clear to me.
All right. So we ready to start this shindig?
Are you guys ready for us to start this shindig?
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up.
Subscribe.
Invite your friends and your enemies.
And your frenemies. That was fun. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Let's do it. Maybe. Oh, we didn't put pictures on there. Oh, we don't have pictures. All right, let's do this.
Come with me, we're going on a fantastic cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your fantastic cruise.
Bon Beanie, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I am prepared Kimbra.
And okay. All right. And we are getting on with it. Look.
Your glasses are so dirty. Did you just like go like this or
they
something?
Are dirty. I know. Luckily I can see the screen. But if you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully the resolution is not good enough that you can see how gross my glasses are, because they are bad. But look, we're here. People in the chat on YouTube are like, get on with the show, because we're like behind and we're disorganized. I mean, I know that's like our MO lately, but it's I don't know, maybe it's worse than normal, but we made it.
Well, the problem is our studio setup keeps getting torn apart and moved around.
To reset it.
We have to reset
up it.
And we think it's going to take like 3 minutes, and then it takes like 15 minutes. And then we've got to get our lighting right. And then Matt has a shadow. And this was much easier when we didn't do video. The editing part's a lot easier.
I don't know that I agree with that. Like, yeah, it's a little more with the setup, but when we used to do this as audio only, I felt like it was a lot more intimidating to like sit here and record, and sometimes we'd pause. Where this is like kind of,
we just go for it. And if it screws up, then that's the way it is.
But you know what? I think, and maybe people out there will agree or disagree, but I think that it's made for a different feel for the podcast. Maybe it's a little more loose and shooting from the hip, but I think that's okay, because we're not like a professionally syndicated podcast where the audio's got to be perfect and we can't say or mess up once in a while, right? Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I'm saying. And so, thank you for everybody that's out there in YouTube land watching us right now, and in the future, if you're watching this after it is recorded. And also, thank you to everybody who's listening to us in your favorite podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Could be a lot of different places.
App.
I mean, you can only watch us on YouTube or Facebook,
right?
But you can listen to us
all over the place.
There's a ton of places. I find places that do podcasts and we're on it, that I guess, I mean, they're just feeding off of other.
Yeah, we like put it on one thing and then it explodes. Yeah, I guess. Well, no, we put it on a few different things.
They just pull it off of Podbean, and then, but I think Apple's a big one, which if you guys do listen to Apple, please give us a review. And hit those stars, but leave us some feedback. And if you are watching now or in the future on YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell if you want to get notified, because we are going to get some more vlogs out there this week. And also give us a thumbs up to let us know we're doing good, or give us a thumbs down to let us know that we suck. So whatever you think, whatever you feel. You
think we suck, Matt?
I don't think we suck. I mean, no, not really. But I mean, some people might. That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, look, if you think that we suck, but you keep watching every week, that's okay too.
question what your
I don't know
reasoning
why,
is.
but that's on you. You know, like you live your life. It's all good. It's all good. I don't watch things that I think suck more than once when I discover that they suck. But well, that's not true. There are YouTube channels and not so much podcasts. There are YouTube channels that I occasionally watch, and I know they're going to suck.
Well, there's that one guy that we've watched a couple times, that the Apple guy.
The Apple guy?
Yeah, the one that does the Apple videos that we watched, I think, before the iPad came out.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The one guy, we're like, this guy has all of these things all over his thing.
Here's what really irks me is that I still occasionally fall for the whole clickbait thing.
But we don't even fall for it. Like, we read it and we're like,
right.
That's garbage. And then we still click on
watch
it.
I try not to do that. I try not to give people that just use clickbait my viewership, because it just, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic.
Yes.
Today's topic is cruising.
Cruising topic on a cruising
because
podcast?
Cruising is back.
Yes, it's been back for like a couple months now.
Remember a few months ago when we were like, cruising is finally back? I can't believe it's finally back. And now
we're like, cruising has been back, guys. Come on.
No, it's still exciting though, because it's still exciting.
It is, absolutely.
And I'm really, what makes me really happy is that we get to see all these people cruising. I mean, that we get to cruise, obviously. That's like a gimme, right? That's exciting. But it's also exciting to see you guys are cruising. Some of you haven't yet, I know. And I don't give me any grief in Australia. I know you guys are still chomping at the bit, but progress is being made. And the best part of that is that cruising has been successful. There hasn't been horrible things happening in the cruise industry since cruising's resumed with COVID. So it's working. What the safeguards they're taking are working. And so that's exciting. That is exciting. All right.
I will throw in real quick. I do know that Carnival canceled a few more cruises.
Rain on my parade, Kimbra.
I'm sorry. I mean, that was unfortunate, but the rest of the stuff is going good.
Why did they cancel cruises?
It was some of the first couple in January. Like, I think the Paradise and the Sunrise Sunshine.
All right.
Sun something. I don't remember what it is.
Interesting.
For the first couple weeks, and actually I think the Paradise was through February. I don't remember. I looked at it. I was like, that sucks. I'm not booked on those. And then that's about as far as I got with it.
Hey, welcome. Let me just say welcome to Bobby Meyer. He says he's been listening to the podcast since early on, but this is the first time he's on the stream. So thank you.
Welcome.
You. And there's like a whole hate thing going on with Apple in the chat. Look, this is not the podcast for that, but I will say this, I have mixed feelings about Apple products, but when it comes,
except you're using all,
I'm not using the computer. When it comes to the iPad, it is my art creation device for visual arts of any sorts. And it works phenomenally well, but all right, but we won't get on that tangent.
Meg said she needs to get onto the horizon for her Hufflepuff.
Yes,
backpack.
you do.
If you haven't watched our last vlog, you'll know what she's. Oh no, it's our balcony tour.
Mm-hmm.
Our Cove balcony tour on the horizon. Watch that and you'll know what Meg is talking about.
Look, before we get into the actual topic of tonight, I just want to say I noticed that I'm wearing my Evil Dead the Musical shirt. Anybody out there familiar with Evil Dead the Musical? Because it's amazing. But anyway, that reminds me that Halloween is quickly approaching. In fact, I've been busy making my Halloween playlist. You know, some people are like, as soon as it's July 1st, I start listening to Christmas music. Well, I'm not that person, but Halloween music, as soon as it's like late September, early October, I always crave Halloween music. And this year I have found a way to just search out a bunch of really great Halloween music and put it in a huge playlist. I've just been listening all week long at work whenever I have the opportunity. I can't always listen to music while I'm working, but sometimes I can. And every time I'm just absorbing Halloween music. But here's the thing. We have a podcast episode that's going to be on the 29th of October.
Oh, you remember the date?
I know, because I was looking at this today,
Oh.
which is a Friday. And as per usual, and we really want to get a costume contest going. So what we want you guys to do is to participate in it. If we can get people out there to participate in this Halloween costume contest, because what I'm afraid of is that we're going to try and do this and we're not going to get anybody to show up,
and we're not going to have a backup,
and we're not going to, yeah. So we want to have a fun Halloween episode, and we would love to have some people participate in a Halloween costume contest. Now you can either come on to StreamYard with us live while we're doing the stream and do a little sketch or something. You can submit a short, quick video to fintasticcruising@gmail.com, or if you're having trouble figuring out how to do that, just shoot us an email. We'll help you out. Maybe I don't know how else we do it. The only requirement that I would say is that we want it to be current. So we don't want you to send us a photograph of your Halloween costume from 10 years ago. You can send us a photograph of your Halloween costume from this year. You don't have to put like a newspaper in it. We'll just trust you that you're being.
But don't lie.
I mean, if you want to send us your Halloween costumes from previous years, that's fine. We may even put them up on the podcast, but we're not going to put them into the contest. And we are going to get some trophies. Maybe we'll have some other prizes that we will send out to you for 3 or 4 different types of scenarios. What am I looking for? Things that you would win a trophy for.
Yeah, what's that
categories
word? Categories.
Categories. So remembering the categories game. Anyway, we will look, I'm going to make you a promise, which means I'll have to do it, and we will tell you what those categories are by next week. So if you're, they'll just be your usual stuff. They don't have to be cruising related costumes, but they can be. But we'll, it'll be like funniest couple, whatever. We're going to figure it out. We're going to narrow it down. We're going to have a few different categories.
That's our goal for the weekend.
And then I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to have you guys come on, and then we will have voting on the Fintastic Cruising community after that episode airs, and then we will announce the winners probably on Facebook. But then we'll definitely announce them on the next podcast, which will be after Halloween. So we'll definitely do something like on Facebook. Maybe we'll do a little pop-up surprise YouTube. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't thought this out as well as I should have. But that's what we would like to do. Jordan Bush is asking what I'm drinking tonight. Tonight I am drinking Hard Truth.
To be specific, he asked, what are we drinking tonight?
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Well, you know what I'm drinking.
That's true. I did pour it. But I'm drinking Hard Truth Henry A. Sipes Straight Bourbon Whiskey and Coke Zero. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I got it as a birthday gift from some coworkers, so I'm enjoying it. And you are drinking beer, which
I am drinking
a newfound passion.
Hoegaarden.
Yeah. Are you enjoying that Hoegaarden?
I am.
Okay. All right. Turns out, apparently, she likes IPAs. I can't stand IPAs.
Well, I've only had a sip of IPAs. I haven't had like a lot of IPAs, so you can't quite yet say I like IPAs until I've had more than
you
one.
like them more than I do, because I have not met an IPA that I like. So I don't like hoppy beers. Don't make me hoppy, and which sucks because it's one of the more common and popular styles of brewing beer. Anyway, Halloween. It's what we have 2 episodes before then.
Yes, 2.
Math.
2 episodes, not including this one, because this one's happening right now.
I'm like paranoid. My face is. Anyway, okay, yes.
We have next week, and then the week we're getting on our next cruise, and then the week after that is Halloween.
So our podcast that week might be a different day.
Either that, or we'll do it on the ship, depending on what's going on.
On the Wi-Fi.
It depends on how prepared we are.
So probably, who knows what'll happen.
That word procrastination, that's our
in case Oh, maybe we're back.
Are we back? Did
Let's
we
see
leave?
if we're
Are we
back.
back?
If you're in the chat and we disappeared and now we're back, if you're happy and you know it, let us know. Because
let us know. Say and back. Or oh look, we did it again.
Well, I don't know. You're back. Okay, Meg says we're back.
Oh, which means we left.
What's going on? We're having some internet problems.
This is Are we back?
I don't know. I'm going to keep it up on YouTube. If you're watching, I think we might be back on YouTube as well.
Okay. I think we're okay.
That was fun.
Weird.
That was great.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. So yeah, that's funny because hang on, bear with me. Let me just.
Yeah,
did you mute?
I can mute you.
Mute me, camera. Okay.
All right.
I was teaching a class this week for virtual Ollie, which is like retired people. And our internet, I lost our Zoom connection 4 times in the first 10 minutes. It's a 2-hour class. Lost the connection 4 times in the first 10 minutes. And then after that, it was fine. So who knows?
What's weird is that said that I had no internet connection. So with our router, we have like the regular and then we have the 5G. And the regular was like, no internet. And then I clicked on the other one and it was just fine. It's like they're coming from the same place.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say right now, if you're listening to the podcast, we just came back from being on a blackout. We'll try it. We'll probably have to cut that bit out.
Hopefully I remember to do that.
Otherwise, you just heard a lot of weird stuff happen. Sorry about that. Anyway, where were we? We were done with Halloween, I think. So we're moving on to our topic of the evening.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I've forgotten what's going on.
So our topic of the evening is Curacao, Bombini. I mean, Aruba has Bombini too.
I put the signs up there. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
With the rest of our stuff, we got all kinds of stuff back there.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Whatever.
So Bombini is Papiamento, and it is spoken in Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. But the term Bombini, I don't know how common it is used in Bonaire because I haven't been there yet, but it is way more commonly advertised in Curacao than it is in Aruba. At least that's been my impression. Like you see it in Aruba. In Curacao, it's like everywhere. So I think it's a more commonly said saying in Curacao. So Curacao, we went there. And
we did.
So we went to Aruba and it was outstanding. And then I was like, I don't know if Curacao is going to be my favorite island anymore because Aruba was so cool. So what did we do? Let's start with the beginning. We arrived in Curacao.
But we got to Curacao at like 7 a.m.
Early.
Yes. And 7 a.m. is lovely, if you want to wake up that early.
I mean, I do in Curacao.
Well, but here's the thing. The night before was Aruba. So we were in Aruba the day before.
Till late.
I mean, we were back on the ship because we had done all the Aruba things that we wanted to do and we did our dinner, but we couldn't go to bed until we did Harry Potter trivia,
Oh, right.
which was
that's
at
right.
what 9:15 p.m. So, you know, we had to do that.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go to bed until like 10:30, 11, and then Curacao was like 7 a.m. I won Harry Potter trivia if I didn't mention it before, which I'm sure I did. There's the ship on a stick. That one right there.
It says Horizon. There you go. And we've only been on that ship once, so you know where that's at least where we got the trophy from.
And that was a well-deserved win.
It was.
Let me just
came down to the wire. All right, so we get to Curacao early in the wee hours of the morning,
and we decided to go to Mambo Beach, which Matt called Maho Beach like 20 times before he figured it out.
Some other island. In the Southern
Anyway,
Caribbean,
so we decided to go to Mambo Beach and do some snorkeling because Matt's been there before, and he was like, "Snorkeling's cool. Let's do that." And I was like, "Whatever." So we got off the ship and we started walking, and but we were trying to find a taxi to get us there or something, and we're walking, and not too far. I hear we kind of turn the corner. I hear some guy say, "Taxi!" And I turned around and I said, "Matt, that guy's got a taxi."
Yeah, we were like the first, well, not the first ones off the ship, but we were pretty close to that. And I'm not usually the type of person that will get to a port where I definitely want to do things and not have a plan. My only plan in Curacao was get to Mambo Beach, because the one other time I was in Curacao, yes, St. Martin, Maho Beach. Thank you there, Plum Travelers. But the only other time I was there, I went to Mambo Beach, and this is a place that it's a really fancy beach. I don't care about that. You get in the water, you swim out, it gets deep for a minute, not super deep, but maybe 15, 20 feet. Then it comes back up, and there's like a rock jetty kind of wall. If you look at Google Earth at Mambo Beach, you'll see it. And all along that wall, it is just loaded with marine life. I mean, it is crazy. So I'm like, this is a place to snorkel. Not a lot of coral. The visibility is good, not amazing, but I'm like, it's so easy to see stuff. You're in super shallow water. This is where we need to go, because it was so cool. And the first time I went there, I didn't know it was going to be like that. I almost didn't bring my snorkel gear. Those of you who have listened for a long time are like, yeah, we've heard this story before. Now,
yes,
we get in this cab, right? And we're like, it was like what, $60 or something like that?
It was 30,
60, 30 there, 30 back, I guess. Part of me thinks we were only supposed to pay 30 for the whole thing. We just gave them double, but I don't know.
I don't know.
If we did, hey, it's been a tough couple of years, so you're welcome.
It's fine.
If not, then we paid what we were supposed to. But anyway, we get to Mambo Beach, okay, and the guy's like, here's Mambo Beach.
He's quite the driver.
Yes, he was. And by quite the driver, we mean like terrifying.
Good thing there were handles.
Typical experience in the Caribbean. But so we get off at the beach, and it's like 7:30 at this point or something.
Probably something like that.
It was early, right? So, but I'm excited because we have to be back on the ship at like 3. Yeah, 2:30.
2:30.
So we told the guy, pick us up at what, 11? 12?
11,
because we wanted to see Willemstad, like downtown Willemstad in Curacao too.
Well, Matt actually asked the guy. Yes, we told him to pick us up at 11, but Matt said, "So how are we going to be able to get back? Or like there taxis and stuff that come by?" And he said, "What time?"
Yeah.
And we said 11, and he said, "Okay, I'll be back here." And we're like, "Well, that's cool."
Yeah.
And
now the other time I went to Mambo Beach, it was with a tour. And we pulled into this swanky hotel. This was like this under construction parking lot with this little booth. Nobody's there. You just like walk down. But as soon as I got to the beach, it's like, it looks familiar. It's a pretty swanky beach. So we walk out onto the beach. There's 2 gentlemen there, and they had like Dutch accents. Curacao is owned by the Dutch, or they were. I don't know. There's a strong connection there.
They were like working out or something.
They looked like it. I mean, they were shirtless. I had to hold Kimbra back. So, yeah. But they came up.
Hold your mom back.
They had to hold Mama Sandy, settle down. No, but they saw, I guess, all our gear and stuff, and we're wearing like snorkeling.
We didn't look apparel. Like the locals.
No, we weren't. you could tell we weren't coming to sunbathe. So they're like, "Oh, are you here to scuba dive?" And we're like, you could scuba dive here?" And I'm thinking to myself, when I was here last time, like it was great for snorkeling, but you don't need a scuba dive because the water's like 2 feet deep, like you can swim down for a minute, but most of the action is in like 3 feet or less. So I'm like, we're not scuba diving today, but good to know that we could do it. Like if we could have brought our own gear and just rented a tank for them or something. So, but I'm still like, why would you scuba dive here? You don't need a scuba. It doesn't make any sense. And then they're like, well, have fun and make sure that you go on this side of the wall, but also go on the other side of the wall. And I'm like, what? What do you mean go on the other side? You can go on the other side of the wall? There's not like a lifeguard that's going to show up and like blow a whistle at me and yell at me? No, they're like, go on the other side of the wall. Just be careful because there's some currents over there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll check that out. Thank you. And we ask them, about the chairs. There's nice fancy chairs all up and down the beach. Lots of different sections owned by different companies, I think. So they're like, oh yeah, go down to those. They'll come by in a while and collect money, whatever. We're like, you know what? We're on vacation. Who cares? We're going to, so we park Mama Sandy there. She's happy because it's a beautiful beach. And we're like, come on, let's go. We're going. So we hit the water. And we swim out across the kind of cloudiness, get over to the other side. It's a little cloudier than it was last time I was there, but it's still good, and there's a lot of stuff there. It's pretty much as I remembered it, just loaded with fish, lots of biodiversity, lots of biomass. And we're swimming around and Kimbra's struggling because her GoPro isn't coming on. But I come to this point in the rocks where it kind of opens up and I see a trumpet fish, and I'm like, I'm a little cautious because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to get banged up in the rocks. I don't know what the current's going to be like. So I swim out a little bit. I see the trumpet fish. I see a couple other things out there. Go a little bit further. I'm like, okay, seems cool. Seems all right. I think I can go. I'm just going to pop on the other side of the wall and just take a quick gander. And then I'm going to come back, because Kimbra's going to be like, where did he go? He just disappeared. So I swim through this like passageway under the other side of the wall. And let me just tell you, you can hear me when we release the video, you hear me like screaming. Well, not screaming, but you'll hear me talking in my snorkel, which I don't normally do that, but it just blew my mind. Like it opened up and it was just one of the healthiest coral reefs I've ever seen. I mean, it was amazing. I described it like going through the wardrobe. I think I called it a cupboard to Narnia. It was crazy. So I get through there and I'm like, okay, there's like healthy live corals everywhere. Huge open expanse, kind of goes out a ways and it looked like it was a drop off, just like loaded with fish, bigger fish. So on the other side of the wall are little fish, mostly, couple big fish. This is where all the moms and dads live, is on this side. And I mean, it's not just on the reef, it's in the water. And the water, by the way, is crystal clear on this side.
Meanwhile,
yeah,
I'm on the other side of the wall, floating in the water, trying to figure out why my camera won't turn on so that I can get a video of the little yellow fish I saw swim by earlier.
So I'm over there for like a minute or two, and I'm like, okay, I got to go back and get Kimbra so she doesn't freak out, and just so I can bring her over here so she can see this. So I swim back through and I'm like, come here. And she's like, my GoPro's not working. And I'm like, who cares? Just come here. So she swims over and I'm like, look, we got to go now. So we swim through and it's just beautiful. I mean, we did get a lot of footage. You will see it when we release the vlog. We still have to release Aruba and then Curacao. I'm hoping we get both of those done this week, but definitely within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll get them both out. Hopefully quite a bit earlier.
The issue with editing videos when we do water stuff is it takes a lot longer to go through it all and edit it.
Yeah, because we got to do color correction. We won't do too much color correction, but we've got a lot more footage to go through.
It's not little snippets here and there of our day. It's
hours
of underwater footage.
I will say, when you watch the vlog, here's the thing. I think it's going to look really good. Definitely some of the animals you're going to see are going to be impressive, but it's kind of like if you know people that have gone to, I'm guessing like the Grand Canyon, and they've been there and they take pictures and videos, and then they come back and they show you, and you're like,
Look, some rocks.
looks nice. I think it's going to be like that a little bit. I don't think the video really captures how magnificent this reef was. So definitely, if you go to Curacao and you're into snorkeling or scuba diving, go to this place because it
and
is
the current on
really
the other
cool.
side of the wall was not
No.
that bad.
No, it was a little bit of a chop, and that was it.
Yeah, like recommend maybe some fins.
Yeah, you want fins if you go over there.
But
Mhm.
it's not something that you should be like way
No.
overly concerned with.
And you could even go over there without fins for a little bit, but I wouldn't swim too far out. I think the current, so the way it works, because I did venture out, because we went back over there, we spent quite a bit of time over there. I went out and where it looked like a drop off, it is a drop off, but that's also where there was occasionally some boat traffic and stuff. So I'm thinking there might have been some current there, and then maybe if we would have kept going to the right when we went through the wall, we got to a point where we turned around because it was just a lot of big rocks and a lot of waves.
It was a little more
crashing.
wavy, yeah.
And I didn't want to get pushed into any coral and hurt the coral or hurt us. So we kind of turned around at that point. But if we would have been in Curacao for longer, I could easily say that I would be able to easily spend a week snorkeling at this and still probably want to stay longer to see more. I mean, this is me who would probably be happy snorkeling at almost any place where there's animals for like months.
This reef was
this
amazing.
Is really
everywhere
really cool.
You turned was something to see.
Yeah.
Like there was at one point I stopped trying to point my camera at things and I just held it and looked around because I was like, it doesn't matter what my camera is pointing at, it's going to see something cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like. You're like, oh, look at this. And then I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at up there. And so it was just crazy.
But there's no sea turtles.
No, we didn't. This is the thing. We didn't see anything really big, crazy cool like a shark or even an octopus or anything. Mm-hmm. But there was so much other stuff. And just the health of the coral. It was just really, really, really impressive. So yeah. So my comment in the vlog, which you'll hear, is basically well played, Curacao. Well played. Yeah, blew me away. I mean, and we'll get to like going to Willemstad too a little bit because we didn't get to do a lot of that because we were so pressed on time. But even seeing that was pretty cool. So, but yeah, we saw so many different species of fish.
Are you gonna try and name them?
No.
You got your fingers out like you're ready to start.
I could probably just get my field guide of fish of the Caribbean and just say, this is what we saw, except for the sharks and the stingrays
and the sea turtles.
And well, they're not in the fish.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, there was a lot there, and I'm sure some of that other stuff is there. Like other people saw squid on the shallower side of the wall. We ran out of time. Yeah, we did. We really weren't there for very long, but man, and some of the things we saw were just, I don't know if it was because it was such a healthy area or just regionally that color, or maybe just the depth and everything. But like, for example, we saw a fish called blue tang in Aruba, and a lot of them were like kind of powder blue, almost looked gray. You could barely even tell they were blue tang other than the shape and a couple other little signs. The ones that were in this location, they ranged from like a light blue to a deep, dark, very saturated blue.
Yeah. What was really cool, one of the first things that I saw when I went through this little rock area was like a huge school of like these blue tang and dogfish, which look very similar.
Fish, dogfish, blue tang.
Yeah. Huge, like a massive amount of them just swimming there. It was like cool.
Yeah, probably 50, 60.
Cool doesn't even put into words what it was cool.
Yeah, probably 50, 60 fish in a school and multiple schools. And then if you looked out, there were brown chromis, which are small fish, and they were just thick out in the open area, which was interesting. Pretty amazing. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. So we saw there were a ton of trumpet fish there, but the trumpet fish that we saw were different than trumpet fish I've ever seen anywhere else. I've seen them in field guides, and I knew that this was a possibility, at least one of the ones that we saw. All the same species of trumpet fish that we always see anywhere in Florida, the Caribbean, but they range in different parts of their range, and even within different parts of their range, they come in different color morphs. So I've only ever seen the brown color morph, which is a really beautiful fish. Trumpet fish look like a long stretched out seahorse, basically, but they're big. They're really big, or they can be. Well, the ones that we saw in Curacao some of them were that beautiful brown color, but there were also some that were like bright yellow. I mean, bright yellow. The whole thing was bright yellow. And then there were some
that were blue.
Yeah, like
almost neon blue.
They were real bright, vibrant blue. They matched the blue tangs. In fact, they were often swimming within the schools of the blue tangs because they're hanging out in the blue tang group, waiting to sneak up on food, because stuff that they eat that the blue tangs might not eat, just think it's blue tangs, we're good. So it was really, really, really cool. Just beautiful fish. And then okay, so there's lettuce coral there, which if you've ever been to like Roatan to where's the place we like Maya Key or something, lots of lettuce coral. But then there was also a lot of what's called elkhorn coral, which is really cool to see, because that's a coral species that has suffered a lot in our Florida Keys. And then they have staghorn coral, which is another coral that suffered quite a bit in different areas in the world. And they had a lot of coral restoration going on there. So they had like the coral trees where it's PVC pipes with limbs coming off, and they take the broken staghorn corals, like branching coral, and they'll attach it to the tree because it grows better when it's up in the water column. And then when it gets to a certain size, they take it to the next step, which I had never seen in person. I've seen the trees. I'd never seen this next stage. So the next stage is they take these kind of metal posts. They're not that tall. They stick them in the sand, and they attach these staghorn pieces, which are about this big now, to the metal post. And then they grow. You hear about coral grows like a half an inch a year or something. That's not true for all species of coral. So this coral grows a little bit faster, still not super fast, but it starts to grow and branch and kind of root into the sand. So I saw that. And then I noticed there were these whole like patches of healthy staghorn coral. Like I've never seen it. I have only seen it in pictures and stuff. And it wasn't until I swam over that I actually saw those metal pipes way down below. So this is like the third stage of it. So it was really cool to see how successful that was. And it was very, very exciting. We have a question in the comments, and it is, we have pet snakes and a lizard. Do we have an aquarium?
We do not.
It's a good question.
I have in the past. I would like to get a betta fish again.
Yeah, as much as I like fish, I'm not real keen on taking care of them. They're a lot of work. I used to do fish aquarium maintenance at one point in my life. I did fish aquarium maintenance at like some more private residence, but a lot of like waiting rooms and hospital, dentist office, stuff like that.
They take some work.
Like I'm happy just seeing those at work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
rather see them in the wild.
I like doing the betta fish because it's easy. It doesn't need anything big, and Reno enjoys them as well.
Yeah, that's true. You said that.
Yeah.
So,
but no, we don't currently have an aquarium, and unless we get a betta fish, we probably won't.
When I met you, you had a dead betta fish that had been in there for a while.
Okay,
I had to clean it out. I thought you were like Norman Bates or something.
It was not in there for that long.
Yeah, it looked like it was ready to eat my brain.
Okay, you're going to make these people think I'm awful. It's not true. It was like a day or two, and I don't like dead fish, so I just hadn't done anything with it yet.
Anyway, so yes, go to Mambo Beach. the other thing is this. So my mom sets up, we get 2 like loungers. They're nice, cushiony loungers, umbrella, the whole kit and caboodle, right? So we're out there snorkeling. We come back in and we're like, Mom, has anybody charged you yet? And she's like, no, nobody's been here yet. But they said some other people had started to show up because, now it was like 9 or something like that. And she's like, I heard it was like, what was it supposed to be like
$12.
$12 per chair. So we had 2 chairs. So we're like, okay, $24. So then we took my mom out and snorkeled a little bit on the shallow side. And so she got to do a little bit of snorkeling.
Oh, we saw the tiniest sergeant majors I've ever seen. If you heard us talk about like the sergeant majors that we saw in the Keys, smaller.
Yeah. These were like the size of like a bead.
If that.
Smaller than a pea.
Oh yeah. They're the tiniest sergeant.
Itty bitty.
I really like sergeant majors, but sergeant majors when they're teensy tiny are even cuter.
They were pretty adorable. So my mom got to see that, and she got to see a lot of fish right by the beach. So we didn't even take her over across the deep end. We just threw her full face mask on and grabbed her and took her right around there because there was a lot to see right there, and that, so she was comfortable doing that, and it was really cool. So then we parked Mom back up on the beach, and we went back out for round 2. And when we came back, we're like, okay, Mom, did anybody, or maybe, I don't know, some point somebody came by to try and collect money from her. Was that before we went out?
It was before we went out for the last time.
Okay, so we came back in.
At this point, yes.
And she's like, they came by, I tried to give them cash.
No, they wouldn't take her card.
Oh, right. I tried to give them a card. They wouldn't take the card. They would only take cash.
Oh, no, maybe it was they wouldn't take cash and she didn't have her card. One or the other.
I think they wouldn't take cash. She had cash.
They wouldn't take cash. And she had to get her card out, which was in our beach safe, and she was trying to get that open. And
the person was like, I'll come back. And my mom's like, okay. So we came back. We went back out. We came thinking, we went
back out to see the squid because we were like at that point we had like 20 minutes.
Right.
The people next to us were like, yeah, we just saw some squid up over there. So we were like, okay, let's go see if we can find the squid. We've got 20 minutes. It was a very short amount of time. We swam out. We swam back.
So we
didn't see squid.
We got the cash ready for my mom, right?
Yeah.
So she's ready to pay
for
the card, whichever it was.
We had whatever we needed ready.
Which one was it? I don't remember. Anyway, so then we came back thinking we didn't find the squid. The squid were gone, but we came back and we're like, oh, she probably paid. Well, the person never came back by to collect the money, and we're like, well, guess what? We have to go meet the cab. So we packed up, we dried off, we packed up all our gear. We walked slowly up the beach. My mom's like, should I go look for her? I'm like, no, we've been here since 7:30 in the morning.
They wouldn't take our money.
Yeah, they would. It's like 10:45. Like, no, they are out of luck. Like, if they want to come hunt us down, then we'll give them their money, but they never did. So we got to use the chairs for free because they didn't do their job. That's the way I see it. So bear that in mind. Now, there were some chairs that were like $6 a piece that were next to ours. They just didn't have padding and stuff. If it would have just been Kimbra and I, we wouldn't have even cared. We would have just been like, we just need a place to put our towel while we're out in the water. So, yeah. Larry is asking about the beach safe, since we brought that up. And Kimbra must have seen that comment because she went and grabbed it. So a beach safe is something that we do recommend if you are going to beaches in the Caribbean or in the United States, and they are places where you're going to have valuables, but you're going to be in the water or away from them. All you need is something to chain it to or lock it to.
So this is our beach safe, which this little piece, goes in here, and this goes around your chair. And then it's got a combination here, as well as it comes with a key. So nice and secure. Recommend this beach safe. If anybody's interested, we can get you the link or whatever, but it's pretty cool. It holds a decent amount of stuff, your cell phone, your glasses case, your whatever you want to put in
cash.
there. Cash.
If you take your passport and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So whatever you need within reason that'll fit in that little thing. And it's easy to pack in your suitcase. And, little tip, if you're packing something like that in your suitcase, put stuff inside of it, especially if you have stuff that's breakable. You could put that like maybe an extra pair of glasses or
it's usually where we kind of put our towel clips if we're going to take our towel clips too, because then it's all in that space.
So it's an easy thing. Larry says he's interested. Yeah, we can give you the link. It's just on Amazon. I think that we got ours from though.
Yeah.
But if you look up beach safes, you will find them there in abundance.
Yeah, send me a message if you're interested. I'll send you the link, or I'll try to remember Facebook, but by memory.
We don't have any affiliate links or anything.
No, we don't.
Don't worry about that if you're thinking about that. But yeah, we can help you out if you are looking for one of those. So then we go back up and we're like, is this guy really going to pick us up here? Because there's nothing, like there's nobody else around really in this spot where we are. There was that little booth. Somebody was in there, but they didn't they were just tucked away in the shade.
Where?
There was like a little booth there. Somebody was
There was somebody there?
I think so.
Oh.
There was somebody. I think I saw somebody in there. I don't know.
did not know that.
I don't know. So anyway, we're just sitting around waiting, and we're a little early. We're like 10 minutes early, 5 minutes early or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But we're already like, I don't know if are they gonna show up? So finally, I'd say
every van that went by, we were like, is that him?
Yeah.
Is that him?
But they're all going to the other side of the parking lot. So finally, somebody comes by, and it was within 5 minutes.
It was 11:01.
11:01. There you go. So but it was a lady. It wasn't the guy. So we're like, well, we didn't want to leave the guy hanging, but we thought
she waved at us.
She waved. She specifically came over to us. So we're like, well, okay. Well, I think she was like his wife or sister or
I don't know.
Something.
But
she was connected to him.
She said that he got busy doing something else.
So she picked us up and took us back. And she was a phenomenal driver, not in a sarcastic way, but in a she was very careful, cautious. So not all the drivers in the Caribbean are crazy people. Some of them do drive like a normal, safe driver would. And she was one of them. So thank you to, I'm sure she'll never listen to this or see this, but thank you for that. We do appreciate that. And she's like, do you want to go to the shopping area or the ship? And we were like, well, take us back to the ship. So the way it works in Curacao is you have to be able to show them your card for her to drive into the port area.
Well, so she actually brought us to where the port, where you'd walk in.
Took us to the wrong ship.
Well, but that's because that's where the ship was parked. She took us to the beginning part.
Yeah.
And it didn't click in my head right away where we were. And I said, oh, we're on Carnival. And she said, oh, you're on Carnival. And then she went. I thought she was going to say, well, this is where you get out either way. And I was like, whatever. But she drove up, which was cool.
Yeah.
And went through a little gate thing. We had to have our ship card out. And she drove us right up basically in front of the ship.
Yeah, which was really nice, especially with my mom along, because my mom is a trooper. And we
walked her. And
when my mom comes on vacation or on this cruise, we put her through to the test, but it was still nice. We were all pretty wore out. So we got back on the ship. We changed clothes. Did we shower? We just changed clothes and got back on.
I think we just changed. Yeah.
And we went back out because we wanted to go to Willemstad, which is the downtown area. That's where these buildings are, which are so beautiful. If you're just listening in, if you look up Curacao or Willemstad, Curacao, you will see these buildings. And I remembered it being a bit of a walk, so I was a little concerned, but it wasn't that bad of a walk, really.
No, it was just through the shopping area.
And there's a lot of really nice shopping there. We went to a couple of spots and got some postcards and stuff. Yeah, we talked to the dive shop. That was kind of fun. And then we went over to where those buildings are. Now they're on the opposite side of a canal, big, huge canal river, I guess, that flows in there. And so we could see them, but we couldn't get up to them. So my mom was pooped at this point, right? So we sat her down, we got something to drink, just some flavored waters or something like that, I think. And we're like, well, we're going to go head over the bridge and just get a closer look. We're just gonna go over there.
Some
and come right back.
pictures and stuff.
So so the bridge in Curacao right there is famous because it is a floating bridge. So it's basically a bridge on boats. And when something needs to get through, then they just drive the boats and it kind of pivots to one side. The boat goes through and then they just drive it back. If you are on the bridge, when the bridge starts to move,
You stay on the bridge.
you stay on the bridge. It's not like a drawbridge where the things come down and you stop. They don't clear everybody off the bridge. I don't know, it's not a super long bridge, but it's a bridge that takes you like probably 5 minutes to walk across or something.
You think a whole 5 minutes?
Maybe not. If you're maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a walk.
It's a cool bridge.
They have a service that will ferry you back and forth just in case. But we were not too strapped on time, but we kind of had it in our heads that we were more strapped on time than I think we actually were.
Yeah.
Because we thought it was going to take a lot longer to get there. So Kimbra and I go out on this bridge, right? I'm like telling her about, this is a floating bridge. It's so cool. And I'm like, I've heard that if you get stuck on here, it could take like 45 minutes. But in my experience, when I saw it go, it was only a few minutes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And
so I was like, well, let's take some pictures because we're at a good spot.
Right. And I'm thinking they're going to give us a warning. Well, there was a warning. That warning was like a bell or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden.
Well, I had literally just said, I hope it doesn't start moving while we're on here. And then held up my camera and started taking pictures. And then this bell sound.
Yeah.
And I looked at Matt and I said, okay, hope your mom doesn't start looking for us. Because we left her at like a little restaurant.
Little stand. Yeah, like a little
with
stand,
a water.
Picnic tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, well, I guess we're moving on the bridge, which did give us some better photo ops, I guess. Although we didn't take very many photos. Hopefully we got some decent video. But yeah, and the whole process probably took maybe 5-10 minutes.
Maybe.
If that.
Yeah, it was actually pretty quick.
It was real quick. So it was not.
It didn't even open all the way either.
No,
it
just
opened part way so that this boat could go through.
Yeah, like a little sailboat or something like that. But so it wasn't bad at all. And then it's not like the United States where you'd have to have all kinds of security measures and to make sure nobody falls in or does something stupid and there's a lawsuit. Like basically you can see the bridge is coming up, crunching, and then there's an automatic gate that opens. But I mean, you could jump it. Like there's no
there's nothing stopping.
There's none of the stupid protections that we would have to have in the United States, which is kind of nice because don't be stupid. But yeah, so we got back across there and hit a couple of the shops on the way back, and then we went back to the ship.
Yeah.
And that was Curacao.
Well, it's good timing because it's we're almost at an hour, Matt.
Okay. Yes, we are. That was a lot.
Yeah. We had no trouble filling that time, did we?
We did not. And look, we're going to hit a cruise creature real quick. Well, I mean, we're going to cover a cruise creature real quick. And then we're going to head over, probably hang out with our friends at Down Under Cruisers, in their chat, because their live stream is starting in 4 minutes. So go check out the Down Under Cruisers. We'll probably peek in there for a minute at least. And yeah, Stacy, we did not put a lock on the love heart.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, you put a padlock on this thing. I didn't know about it either until after we left, and I saw somebody in the Facebook group.
After we left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't just keep this from me?
No.
Okay.
No.
Meg says no hitting creatures.
No, I would never hit a creature.
All right. Well, speaking of creatures, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So
okay.
it's cruise creature time.
Yeah.
I jumped in before you had.
Go ahead.
Oh,
go
no.
for it.
I mean, that's all I had.
No, that's it.
I mean, I know what our cruise creature is.
What's our cruise creature?
Our cruise creature is the red-lipped blinny.
Or sometimes called the horse-faced blinny.
Which is
the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
I have to think. There. So off the topic, there's a parasite, a fish parasite. It's like a flea for fish, right? And it's in a genus called, I think it's Gnathias with a GN. Anyway, there was a new species that was discovered, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, somewhere in that range. And it was discovered in the Caribbean, but not by Jamaica. The reason I say that is because the guy that discovered it got to name it, and he named it Marley Eye. So he named this sea flea, sea tick, sea parasite after Bob Marley. And you have to wonder how Bob Marley would feel about that. Like, they named a parasite after me. I mean, the scientist who named it, he was very clear that he meant it as an honor. But you have to wonder, like, do I really want to be the namesake of a ectoparasite of fish? I don't know.
I mean, if my name was the name of something, that'd be cool.
It'd be cool. But
if I had to choose between like a bear and a parasite, I think the Kimbra bear would be pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, Bob Marley. Like, I think of Bob Marley, I think of like a symbol of loving everyone, and just just like this beautiful person. Parasite. I mean, it could be worse. This parasite doesn't like kill the fish. It's just like fleas on a dog. It's irritating. And anyway, that's not our cruise creature though. Our cruise creature is the I'm going to call him the red-lipped Blinny, because I'm not a jerk to call it a horse face. I mean, nothing against horses, but
I don't like horses.
I don't think horse face is a compliment.
Sorry if that offends anybody.
Yeah, she says that, but you should see the horses by her
Only the ones
feeding them
that
carrots and loving on them.
Only the ones at my mom's house.
Yeah, she says she didn't like birds too, and now she's like Miss Bird aficionado. Anyway,
no, it's not like that.
The red-lipped Blenny. We chose this out of all the fish because some of the cool ones we've already covered as cruise creatures, but also because these little things, we actually saw them in Aruba as well, but we saw a lot more in Curacao.
This one stood out to me specifically because of all the fish that we saw, because when we were snorkeling around in that area, when my camera wasn't working, I saw lots of them.
Mm-hmm. They're on both sides of the wall.
Yes, lots and lots of them. And they have these bright red like fins. Couldn't see its lips at the moment because I was above it, but bright red, and I couldn't film it myself to look it up later. So I kept like trying to squeal at Matt through my snorkel to get him to come over to film it. Little did I know he already knew what it was.
Yeah, because last time I was in Curacao, I saw a bunch of them. That's when I looked them up and found out what they were.
So anyway, did you hear that? I said it right for you.
Thank you.
Anyways, that's why that's one of the fish that stood out to me, because I was like, what is this fish? And I couldn't film it myself. So
blennies are fish that hang out on the bottom. The red-lipped blenny can get about 6 inches long, I believe, but most of them that we saw were probably more like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches.
We saw one.
Yeah.
What's that, like 3, 4?
I mean, I'm a guy, so I'm going to say that's like 7 inches. But anyway, but they like to they almost sit on the rock, right? And then
they like scooch.
They'll if you're real still and calm, they'll come out and come up pretty close to you. But if you're moving around, they're out of there. They're going to scooch around the side, and they do have a little red lip underneath, and they have a little bit more red. But mostly they're just kind of a dark kind of brown color. But they have a real distinct shape, body shape, and head shape. If you look on Blenny, they all have, well, most of them, not all. There are some oddballs out there. Most of them have a similar shape that is the Blenny shape, and but they're really cute. I think that's what really made an impression on us. Is they're just really cute, kind of territorial like the damsels, but just not quite as bold as the damsels tend to be.
And they're good kissers.
Well, I wouldn't know. They didn't kiss me.
Well, no, I don't actually know that. But I feel like anything that's called a red-lipped something should be a good kisser.
I mean, you would think. You would think that would be the case. But yeah, so red-lipped Blenny, really cool. And we don't have a lot of information about them, which is good because we are running over on time. But look up blennies, and if you're in Curacao or Aruba, look for these red-lipped blennies. They will be on the surface of rocks, and they could be in
Look for the red
fairly
lips.
shallow water. You have to. It's like the lower lip kind
Yeah,
of.
you gotta
So
like
gotta
get in
look-
their face.
Yeah, you got to kind
But
of get
if you can see
the
it,
right
it's really cool.
angle on them and stuff. But yeah, there you go. I think that's it. I think we're
That's
done.
it.
We're done.
Awesome. We didn't go over that much, and we actually started a little bit late.
What
so
are you gonna say though?
what am I gonna say? Well, on that note, it's time to head for the freedom. And until next
Yes.
time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. And we're back. I have no idea what we're going to talk about at the credit thing. We didn't talk about what we were going to talk about in the after the credit thing.
No, we don't usually. We are so prepared. We should talk about our lack of preparedness again.
No, we already covered
I
that.
know.
Full covered. Yeah, I don't know.
We got new pop socket.
What are your
wallets.
favorite Halloween songs?
Oh, I guess
We did get. Oh yeah, we can show them our pop sockets.
Yeah. Well, I don't
So-
have mine with me. You want me to go get it?
Yeah,
I
go
can
get
go
it.
get it.
So I've never had a pop socket because I didn't want it on the back of my phone. But since we got these new, I know there was a lot of tension about Apple earlier. We got our new iPhones. I don't care what kind of phone you have, but they got the magnets on them, so you can take pop socket off, place pop socket on, and I've got my wallet there. But we were able to get custom ones, so I made that one.
Oh, it's my face now.
Yeah, it's your face. There we go. With the dive flag and the little hammerhead shark there. And then Kimbra made this one.
Here, I'm gonna put it on my phone. There it is on the
Yeah.
phone.
So that's pretty cool. And you got your cards in there. So you just
Little
push
pop
and slide them
socket.
up there. Works out very nicely.
They're pretty cool. What I really like about it is I don't typically carry around a purse. So Matt always carries around my cards and then it complains that his wallet is super fat because
Yeah.
he has 2 cards.
I've worked for years to minimize that thing. And then all of a sudden I got to carry twice as much because I'm carrying all your stuff too.
2 cards.
That's
2.
twice as much. I have 3 cards. What do I have 3 cards? Oh, because
Your
one's
work
my work card. But
Yeah.
So, what are you
So-
gonna do?
Now we got these so I can carry around my 2 cards. And he no longer has that wallet. And it's nice because if he wants to separate his phone and his wallet in his pockets, he can still take those off. The magnet thing is pretty cool. We didn't have that on the iPhone 11s.
No, it is pretty cool. And the camera on these, the camera on these, I know that Androids had this in some of their phones. So some of you might be like, yeah, we've had that, but it's got like a macro feature on there. It's not like a true actual macro lens, but it's real close. Like I can get within an inch or so of a subject matter and take a picture of it or even more impressive, a video of it. It's pretty sweet. I've been playing around with that and it's pretty cool.
I mean, overall, I'm pretty impressed with the phone. Did we need to upgrade? No. But it didn't cost us anything extra.
Not really, yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah, sort of. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's not make it about our phones.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have Halloween songs that are your favorites, then let me know what they are. Maybe we'll make a post on Fintastic Cruising Community on Facebook, and people can put down their favorite Halloween songs. I think so. I saw somebody in the chat earlier. I think it was Adrian, said she'd never heard a Halloween song.
Oh.
I don't know if she was for reals, but I like all kinds of I like the campy, fun Halloween songs. I like the really twisted Halloween songs. I like the spooky, creepy Halloween song. Like, I just like Halloween. So I'm getting pretty excited about all the Halloween songs. But yeah. Let's see. Ian is asking, what are the ports of
I'm
your...
I'm gonna pause us.
Yeah.
So that we can end.
Okay.
Okay, now you can talk.
Ian's asking, what are the ports of our group cruise in 2023? Ian, our group cruise of 2023 is slated to go to the Cayman Islands, Mahogany Bay and Roatan, Belize, and Cozumel. So it's a Western Caribbean trip. We chose this itinerary for a couple of reasons. One, it's leaving out of Tampa, which we thought that was important for our first group cruise to leave out of Tampa, because we wanted to be able to offer some extra fun to people that want to come join us. Two, because we know that there's going to be a percentage of, probably significant, although maybe not, we'll see, percentage of people that are into the underwater stuff. And so we want to do excursions that include as many people as possible. However, we will try and snorkel or dive in some of these ports. And we thought it would be really fun to be able to snorkel with everybody that loves the podcast because of our creature angle and would want to come on the group cruise and enjoy that experience with you guys and stuff. So those are some of the best places. Grand Cayman, amazing. And there's a place right by the ship where you can go and snorkel and dive, and it's free. Roatan, we've been to Maiki and love it. We'll look at that. We'll look at some other places. We don't know exactly what we're going to do in all these ports. It's going to depend on who's coming along and stuff, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And so we're pretty excited about it. Now, if you look for that cruise right now, it won't show up on Carnival's website, which is weird. And we've been spending more time than we should have to on the phone trying to figure out why, and talking to our cruise people. And we don't have 100% answer why it's not showing up to book, but we are pretty assured that it's going to be okay, that it's just some weird thing.
Yeah, I have been told that it is not canceled.
Yeah.
And I have been told to just keep an eye on it to come back.
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe it was pulled down for maybe something.
Sometimes they do that for like, trying to generate revenue or something. I don't know. I don't understand all that aspect of it.
So they didn't give a reason, but they didn't say it wasn't happening. Which
we feel pretty confident that it is still.
I know airlines do stuff like that.
Yeah. And we were told that in the first phone calls that we had, that's probably what it was. But we were just our only concern is that it got booked out as a chartered,
which they've also told me is not the case.
So yeah, I mean, it's just so far out. I think that's what happened. So if you look it up, it's not going to be there right now.
And if you are currently booked on it and you are questioning that,
yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, it should be fine. If anything changes, we will of course
let everyone know.
Let everyone know. Of course, people that are booked on it will know right away.
Yes.
But I feel pretty confident that it's just some weird thing that the marketing department is doing with that cruise right now.
So if you are interested in booking that cruise, fintastictravel@gmail.com. I cannot currently book you at the moment, but when it becomes available again, I am absolutely ready to get you on our cruise.
And we're hoping that'll be sooner rather than later.
Yes.
So Ian says maybe he should do a refresher dive course if you come. Please come, Ian, because that would be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
And yeah, do that dive course, because if right now we have some people that are waiting for us to be able to book them on the cruise, and they are divers. And then
we've got at least a couple that are interested in snorkeling.
Yeah, we have several that are interested in snorkeling. So we're definitely going to snorkel. And like I said, we're not going to just dive at every port because we want to include everybody. But like Grand Cayman, for example, we can actually dive right there and you can snorkel at the same time.
Yep.
And then we can dive and snorkel. It's just a really good opportunity for that. So, but yeah, if you can take a refresher course and dive with us,
that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool because snorkeling is great. And sometimes I actually prefer to snorkel over diving, but most of the time I'd rather dive than snorkel. There are definitely reasons to want to do both of them over the other one though. So that is for sure. But if you can do both, then that's how you should be living. That's all I'm saying. If you can. Some people cannot dive. But yeah.
I just want to mention that the time right now is 10:13, which is also my birthday.
Which will happen between now and the next podcast.
It will.
Oh yeah, look at that. Interesting. We should have done like a happy birthday Kimbra song or something.
How dare you?
Look, if anybody wants to send us a video clip of them saying happy birthday to Kimbra, or if you're really bold singing happy birthday to Kimbra, if you can get us that video clip before next Friday, we'll put it in the podcast. How about that?
Yeah, I want to put together a montage of everybody telling me happy birthday. Thank you, Stacy. Send us that in a video. Thank you, Meg. Send that to us in a video.
Even an audio clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
You want? She's all about it. She's like one of those people that has a birthday month.
Yes. So I know that I paused that to end this.
Oh, you know what I could do?
We'll be adding this section into the audio part.
What if she's going to hate this? Hang on. What if I wait to give you the rest of your birthday gifts until Friday?
No.
And then you open them on the podcast?
No.
How cool would that be?
No, not happening. Absolutely not. I've been waiting. So he got something from Amazon. I don't know what it is because I could probably find it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not that person.
Do you know where the box is at?
Well, I know the box is in the bedroom.
Yeah.
It's a big box. I'm not going to miss it. I wonder what's inside though. I've been waiting because it's been here. I guess it's not perishable. Hope it's not a monkey.
I mean, everything's perishable eventually.
Well, okay. Also, he was secretly texting his mother yesterday as we were leaving work, and he's like, "No, you can't see it. The girl can't know." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So, no, I am not waiting until next Friday. My birthday is next Wednesday, and that's when things are happening.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, you got anything else?
Stacy will consider that.
What's Stacy say? If something falls through with the group cruise, change it to the horizon February 12th or 18th, 2023, because we're going to be on both of those. Oh,
that's why they couldn't book with us because they had that already scheduled.
That's right. I don't want anything, and I don't think anything is happening.
No,
with our current
I
group
think
cruise,
we'll be fine.
But if it does, we will look into that.
I feel like if it was canceled, they would have canceled it.
Yeah.
So
they would have an obligation to let.
They would have to let me
us know because we do have a group booked on.
Yep. So
they would definitely, they should. If they did and they didn't let us know, that would be a huge error.
Well, and the fact that I called them and they didn't say that. Then...
And we also have Adam going after them.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not worried about it at this point.
No. Mm-mm. So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
In the neighborhood.
All right. We are going to go ahead and go. Also, just so you know, the Real Unc D is in here. And Dan has invited us and Tony
from the Common Room
Talk to appear on his podcast again. So if you're not familiar, check out his podcast, which is called The Unc D Fiasco.
Wow, you got it.
I know I'm bad with names, but and I don't know when that one's going to come out, but I'm sure that we will have that information for you as it gets closer. So just a little plug there.
Yes.
We'll plug it again when it gets out.
Yeah. Also, listen to the Common Room Talk. If you like Harry Potter, Tony's just listening to him talk about Harry Potter in general, but listening to Tony talk about Harry Potter is wonderful.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.